Hello, guys. Something a little different. Might be even considered a little old school for some of you. Since, as far as I could remember, I've been playing video games since the year of 1986. My dad delivered an old Atari 2600 to our TVs with Pac-Man on it. I thought it was the most incredible thing. My brother didn't care for it much. Growing up with disability, there have been very few hobbies I can get into. My particular disability, cerebral palsy, limits my muscle movement, limits my muscle at all, and most importantly, I cannot walk. This limitation is most seen in my right hand. It's crooked. It's not normal like a normal hand. So, even in the aspects of a normal modern day controller, i.e., like this one, can't hold it normally. But I've learned to adapt to it, and every controller before it. But ever since I could recognize what video games were going on as an industry, about 7 or 8 years old, I always had one dream, one console, all the games, no matter what. Not with the limitations of PC, not with a keyboard and mouse, not with motherboards and GPUs and CPUs, not any of that, but a console, a set-top box, hooked up to my TV, where any game that I could see back then on my newspaper or a Toys R Us or video game store ad, I could play it. No exclusivity, no having to buy multiple machines or master multiple controllers, none of it. Just one clear cut machine. But most importantly, with a controller that would feel so comfortable, so customizable, so changeable, without any added money or monetary value, that me, the disabled gamer with 1.5 hands, could use it and be proficient in games. Ever since the age of 7, this has been my dream. This has been what I've wanted out of the video game industry. Not a video game industry where power overranks all. Not a video game industry where ray tracing or frames per second rule the day. Not a video game industry where $700 seems like a cheap bargain for a $150 upgrade that you could do on your computer within 5 seconds. No, not that. Not detachable disk drives, not sensitive triggers to touch, not any of that. What's that going to do me? And the many of us that have physical or mental disabilities. What's that going to do for the people who would rather have high battery life? What is that going to do for people who don't have the money to spend or the PC know-how or don't even give a hell? Wouldn't even know how to build a custom PC or wouldn't have room to put it. What would that do for them? What would that do for me? Nothing, I'd wager. So, since the age of 7, for 33 years, I played every video game console known to man. I had a 35 or so Super Nintendo collection, a 20 to 40 game NES collection, a Genesis collection of only a few, but I got all the good ones. A PlayStation collection that ranked up to 22, and a PlayStation 2 collection that ranked up to a staggering 81 before it was stolen. An Xbox 360 collection that still, thanks to backwards capability, can grow to this day, and a Series X collection of over 200 games. If I count the Xbox One, which I had, that brings it up to a staggering 470 plus. I even had a small original Xbox collection of about 13 before its disk drive gave out on me. No, for me, buying video games has never been about the graphics. It's never been about the ray tracing. It's never been about exclusives. Fact, I hate exclusives. That was the one thing I hated the most. The one thing that gave rise to the dream when I was 7 years old. I wanted everyone to play everything on everything. I wanted to play Mega Man X on a Genesis or Sonic 3 on a Super NES. I wanted old games like Mega Man 2 to be playable for generations. On and on. I wanted every gamer to experience some of the great games like Digimon Digital Card Battle or Digimon World or Laugh It Up in Crazy Taxi or Daytona USA. But no, those weren't the days. It was Disney ruled the roost. So why bring up all this gaming history? Why bring up my gaming history? Because one company is on the precipice of the dream. For me, the dream is real, and it's 4 letters. Xbox. How did I know this? I figured it out in 2013 when the Xbox and Microsoft divisions announced the Xbox One. Many people were flummoxed by the name. Not the 720, not the direct successor to the Xbox 360, a console that I had to buy 3 times, by the way. Why one? Covered up in all the talk of TV, and the revolutionary Connect. Many people lost the point, lost the real hidden message behind the name. One, in fact, it was a name they told you before. You just didn't listen to it anyway. The name was 360. For those not in the know, have you ever wondered why it was called that? It's called that because 360 meant the center of your living room. Your video game experience, your entertainment experience through DVD, movies, through through watching digital movies, and of course, playing video games was all going to rotate around the one place, the unifying machine, the thing that would make somebody like me stand up and notice. And sure enough, the 360 was the first step in a unifying machine. It didn't completely unify everything. It didn't have your access to your TV or cable. You couldn't run an internet browser on it. No, it wasn't truly unifying, but it was close. The Xbox One, on the other hand, filled in the two other points. You could watch TV while playing a video game at the same time, or watch TV directly through the Xbox. You didn't have to switch inputs or change video signals for me to watch Monday Night Raw. I could be in a party watching Raw while having a game, mostly Killer Instinct, ready to go on the side if ever a match was boring or not. And thanks to the built-in microphone of the Microsoft Kinect, I didn't have to buy a headset. In fact, that combined with Xbox's Upload Studio app default, I actually made quite a few of the videos you've seen here using that app, taking direct gaming footage, editing up, giving it then acceptable presentation, and then producing it directly to YouTube and directly to you. All through the Xbox One. The one unifying machine. For a person with disabilities, it was a dream come true. The series is a continuation of this, just with more power, thanks to Game Pass. Now even games are becoming accessible. But you might hear in the current internet discourse with no brains, no thought, and all emotion that a marketing campaign called This Is My Xbox is the death of Xbox. The end of the brand that for 15 years now I have been loyal to. I have bought every console for. Why? Because for me, it's never been about Marcus Phoenix or Master Chief. It's never even been about my beloved Killer Instinct. It's never been about exclusives or Activision Blizzard or Bethesda games. It's never been about Green. I never cared about Phil Spencer, except for what Phil Spencer has given me. Ultimate accessibility. Two accessibility controllers for people with even weaker motor skills than me. Fully navigatable and fully accessible co-pilot, blind and hearing impaired, and totally customizable controls, system built. Games like Forza Horizon 8, Forza Horizon 5, and Forza Motorsport New that have fully accessible friendly controls. So much to the fact that some button actions are done automatically. Things that I would be forced to do in games and struggle with, now the game just does it for me. And it's built in mechanically. Not because they're trying to make extra money, not because they're trying to hype it up as the next feature to make the console feel next gen, but because the business the company has a heart. They were thinking about me. Microsoft is the first business to ever in the video game industry think about me, us, the millions of disabled gamers that struggle to belong, that struggle to have any console to belong to, where playing video games was difficult for us, hard for us. We had to adapt to us. The companies did not adapt to what we needed. We had to learn or not play. We had to struggle or have a brother or not play. But Microsoft fixed that. And now they're going beyond. Now they're saying my computer can have the same accessibility, the same Xbox quality, my games carry over. A handheld that will probably cost $450 will have the same console power as a series, but yet will have all the accessibility I'm used to in my hand. No longer having to even worry about a controller. The controllers carry over, even if they make something new. I can remain comfortable. My headset that I've had for years still works, still can work. Those accessibility controllers will still work. New accessibility controllers will be made and be made even better. Games like Gears 5 will have things like auto movement, auto take cover, and auto slide built in. I can only imagine an E-Day with total accessibility and automatic movement functions. To take away my frustration of having to worry about moving and looking at the same time, so that I can truly enjoy a Gears experience without having to have my friends stay behind so that I don't get lost because I forgot the checkpoint. This is not fanboyism. This is not me showing an extreme love for the Xbox brand. No, this is me recognizing good business. Good business for me. Business for my disabled brethren. Business that should make sense. And they've been telling you this time and time again since 2013. With the technology of the Xbox One and Series, with the many changes to Party, with Connect and its many features, with some of the accessibility of Windows 11. People laughed when they said we all when we all play, we all win. Many people were talking when they were saying that slogan about the death of expudicity, which, yes, but that's because not everybody has $570 lying around to buy the newest Sony movie disguised as a game. Not everybody has $800 to make a PS5 Pro that is worth using. Not everyone even has enough for the consoles that Xbox sells. Playing video games, buying video games, and accessing video games has become harder than ever. You might be fooled by that notion. You might be fooled because you might look at your PC that you might be watching this video on and seeing the endless games on Steam and saying, well, you have all these games to play. Doesn't that count as accessibility? No, that is not accessibility. Out of those hundreds of thousands of games, how many of them do you think have customizable controls? Or larger text or auto features? How many of those have hold for QTEs? Not many of them. But Xbox makes those features standard. Now, I don't know if the people at Microsoft or anybody on YouTube will ever see this video and ever point it out, but I'm going to help you guys because you have helped me for 15 years. You helped me find my best friends. You helped me enjoy gaming. You helped me understand what makes video games important to me. So I'm going to help you. Yes, my PC is my Xbox. My Series X is my Xbox. My next console that I buy from you will be my Xbox. If I want an Amazon Fire Stick, that will be my Xbox too. If I want a greater laptop, that will be my Xbox. But not because I want exclusive games. Not because it's the home of Halo and Master Chief. Not because I want to feel special. Be, because the games will follow me. Game Pass will give me accessibility to games that I would otherwise not play for a price that I would pay $10 or $20 more. Because it's the one service that I actually feel I'm getting my money's worth for. No, this is my Xbox because this is my home. Xbox is the world's most accessible console. No, like the name of this video, Xbox is the world's most accessible brand. And they have been telling you this for 15 years. No, this is my Xbox. It's not marked the death of Xbox. It marks the evolution of Xbox. Beyond you dunderheads. Beyond the normal. My dream is finally, because of market forces, because of idiocy, because of bad business, that Sony continues to perform. My dream is within 5 to 7 years of being real. One console, all the games. All you'll be forced to do is pick which name. Video games is the only industry where a name matters. Why do we still do this? You don't do this with your car, do you? Or your fridge? Or your microwave? You don't do this with your TV. You don't do this with the very computer you're watching this on or your phone. You don't do this. You don't pledge loyalty to a machine. You buy the brand that does the business for you. Whether it was the cheapest brand on the market that just so happened to be good, or the most feature set brand that gave you all the things that made things simpler, accessible. Xbox is the most accessible brand in gaming and will continue to be. And I will continue to be a fan of it because they gave me, at age 40, the first glimmer of hope that a dream that I had when I was 7 years old is close at hand. This is my Xbox. This is my home. And soon enough, this dream will finally come true. And I have Microsoft to thank for that. And if you disagree, then you've missed the point of what all video games are about.